Hey there, guys, it's been a couple months. Welcome back to the Gaming Psychosis Pokemon Fire Red Nuzlocke. It's been a while. Not a long time, just a couple weeks. Sorry, no update in those last couple weeks. Things got a little hectic for me. They're going to be continuing to be a little hectic for me for another week or so, just until like about the middle of the month. After that point, I think I'll be able to, especially over Christmas break, I'll probably get a few episodes out, maybe even if I have any concept of what other Let's Plays I might want to start doing, maybe even some hints at those, depending on like maybe any cool games I get for Christmas that I want to do Let's Plays of, which wouldn't be easy to do because I don't have a video capture device. But anyway, there's a trainer here. Hello, trainer. Alright, that's an Onyx. I love Onyxes. Oh no, Rock Slide. Good thing Martha's a badass. Oh yeah, level 28. Gust, that's a good move. I don't usually really use Whirlwind at all. We'll get rid of that. Oh yeah, it's been a little while, but I think we're gonna do okay. It's no big deal. Onyx, another Onyx. I'll send out Derp Rage, cause he's a badass. Oh hell yeah. Yeah. Oh yes. Alright, so what's happened? Let me think. What's happened that I can talk... Oh, Xenoblade. That's relevant. So a lot of people watching this will probably know about this already, but there was this project, this community-based thing called Project Rainfall over the last few months, which was an effort to get these 3 amazing-looking Wii games, JRPGs, that weren't going to get ported to America, brought to America, because the 3 games were The Last Story, which I'm sorry, I don't remember the gentleman's name, but whoever the creator of it was, it's reportedly his last game. He's going to go into retirement after this, apparently. I believe it's The Last Story, that is. I can't remember his name, I apologize. Well, there's that, there's Xenoblade, which saw a European release a while ago. And there was Pandora's Tower, which is personally the one I'm the most interested in. That game looks amazingly good. Anyway, Xenoblade, which admittedly is the one of those I know the least about. Xenoblade came out in the UK, I believe a few months ago now. And that, they decided, like, after Project Rainfall was this effort to basically, like, try and pull up a big stink to try and get these games brought to America, because, like, we could use some more good Wii games, especially this year, when the only Wii game I have bought this year was the new Zelda game, which is amazing, by the way. I'll get to that in a minute, I guess. I should probably switch Mothra out there. But anyway... Oh, magnitude. And so they said, okay, you know what, we'll be fair, we'll see how Xenoblade does in the UK, and if it does well in the UK, we'll port it to America. Guess what, guys, it did well in the UK, so thanks to any UK viewers I might have who bought that game or just supported that game in any way, because you really helped get it to those of us in the US who really wanted to play that, and didn't want to have to import it from another country, which I am one of those. I was really interested to play that, and I was really sad that I didn't think I'd get to. I'm gonna switch Ragweed out front, just to give him some XP, because he's a little lower. I don't know when it's coming out here. I hope, I'm not sure, but I know in the UK and Japan there was this really nice bundle for the game that came with a bright red classic controller. I don't have a classic controller. I have a GameCube controller that's like a Mad Catz brand one that isn't that good. Don't get Mad Catz controllers, guys, they're not that good. But, and I could use one of those, so it's a, like, bright red classic controller pro, which looks really pretty, and so, I think I'll pick that up if they come out with that version here. I'm really excited for this. I'm really glad this is happening. I would guess it'll probably be out sometime in, like, I don't know, January. I'm not, like, it came out in the UK, so it had, like, all British voice actors, so I don't know if they might re-voice it. They probably will. I'm not really sure. Just because, I'm sorry, from what I've heard of the British version, a lot of the voice actors they got for that, I personally don't think were that good, from what I've heard, from what I've seen. But, so yeah, there's that. That's an interesting thing. That just happened, I think, a couple days before I record this. Wow, look at me, I actually have stuff to talk about this time. That feels uncanny, because I usually really don't. I guess that pays off when you don't record for a couple weeks. This guy will give you Rock Slide. Rock Tunnel's where we are. and moments can learn it, and that is a great move. I love Rock Slide. On double battles, it'll hit both of your opponent's Pokemon. I will get rid of Rock Tomb, because I hate Rock Tomb. I never use it. Sand Tomb is about the same. Alright, moments. It might be scary to use it in this tunnel. No, it's fine to use it in this tunnel, you idiot. Alright, so there's that. Alright, I think I just killed a good, like, 3 minutes talking about Xenoblade. That was cool. So yeah, everyone support that game, because I think when, like, if that game is supported here, that'll help Nintendo see more that they should port Last Story and Pandora's Tower to. Like, I personally, I don't know anything about Last Story, so I'm not really so gung-ho on that. Like, you know, it'd be cool if it gets released. I don't personally know anything about it, so I wouldn't be that bummed if that didn't. But Pandora's Tower, I've been seeing stuff for that for about a year, and that game looks really amazing. It, like, the only way to describe it, and this isn't that great an explanation, but it kind of looks to me like if the game Ico was made by the Legend of Zelda team. It's a really beautiful, like, Team Ico kind of game. Like, it's not made by Team Ico, but it's a similar style, artistically, and just, like, visually, just the way it's presented, it looks very similar to Ico and Shadow of the Colossus, which I'm all gung-ho for, because I actually haven't played Ico, but Shadow of the Colossus is one of my favorite video games of all time. I'm actually considering doing a Let's Play of that at some point, maybe. So yeah, then that game looks really interesting. Everyone should look up stuff for all 3 of those games. And huge shout out to Project Rainfall, which I haven't been that much of a part of. I did send an email to Nintendo. I was part of that, so I guess I technically was part of Project Rainfall briefly, because I was one of the many people who sent emails about it. Good on everyone who was part of that. Thank you all for being part of that, because like I think that might be a start to show Japan that we do want decent games, which might help us not only get more Japanese like RPGs and just otherwise good Nintendo games released in America, but also maybe get Nintendo to start focusing more on making the actual like RPG style, or not even RPG, but just like, I don't know, more better games, a larger quantity of better games. Which, like, yeah, Zelda came out, but like I don't care about Kirby personally. I think Kirby's an obnoxious franchise that I could not care less about. But which, yeah, I don't care if you do like Kirby, go ahead, like Kirby. I like Pokemon, you might not like Pokemon. I don't know why you'd be watching this if you didn't, but maybe not, maybe. But like, I don't know, that's just me. So like for me, Zelda was the only Nintendo game, well no, not the only Nintendo game, the only Wii game I've bought this year. So yeah, so speaking of Zelda, let's talk about that for a minute. Let's talk about that. I'm not gonna get into any big spoilers. I'll say where I am in the game vaguely. I'm in the 4th dungeon, which I just got to, and I guess it's a water temple, sort of. It doesn't look that watery from what I've seen so far. I've just ventured like through the first room, but I'm really liking the game so far. I could tell from the start that I would like it artistically and like visually. I love the marriage of Wind Waker's art style and Twilight Princess art style. Twilight Princess visually is a little bit more appealing of a game to me. I think before this game, that was my favorite graphically. Like it wasn't even like yeah, whatever. Yeah, a lot of people don't like that game. I love Twilight Princess. It's not my favorite Zelda game by any stretch. It might be my least favorite console Zelda even, but I love it for the visuals and for the way it tells the story it tells. Just the choices that were made in its production. I think it is very nice. But like, it takes the impressiveness of that and takes the sort of bright, shiny beauty, like unintrusive but still very standout-ish beauty of Wind Waker, which was cel-shaded, and just marries them so well. It looks so good. And I've heard some people say it looks awful. I just don't get that. Like, it's obviously stylized to look that way. Like, they could have, like, they already tried going for a more realistic thing with Twilight Princess. That looks good. I just said that's my favorite visually of any Zelda game. But I really like this game. I'm loving it. The one-to-one sword controls are really, really hard to get used to at the beginning, but once you get used to them, oh man, you are never going to want, like I heard other people have said this already, but you are never going to want to go back, because there's nothing like wielding that sword, man. It's amazing. It's really, really impressive. The story, I really like the way the story's told. I'm a big stickler. I think I've said it before. I'm a big stickler for story in games in general. Oh, Ragwee's 29. I should probably switch Pokemon, lol. Yeah, I don't pay attention to the game. So I'm talking about other games. The story, I love the way it's presented in the game. Where when, you know, Zelda first falls and you first go into the forest and meet the old sage lady in the sealed grounds, like, there's just this sense that's present a lot more in this than other Zelda games of you being, as opposed to you being a central part of the story. Instead of that, it feels more like you're this tiny, infinitesimal part of something way, way larger than you. And that's just presented in a really, really good way in this game. A lot better than any other Zelda game I've seen. Or, in my opinion, that is. I think Spirit Tracks did an okay job of that. It did a pretty good job of that, but, man. Like, I just felt like, between, like, the way the visions are presented and just, like, the sort of way the story's told, like, how I'm at the 4th dungeon, I really still don't know crap, to be honest. Like, you know a little bit, you have a basic idea of stuff, you still don't know what the big spike thing is. I fought it once at this point, and I don't know what it is. I'm sorry, I am spoiling stuff. I'll put a thing to warn about that. But, it's not really that much spoilers. Ooh, you fight the spiky thing. Big surprise. Like, I'm talking about the big spiky, like, thing everyone thought was the windfish from Link's Awakening. If anyone else knows what I'm talking about. Oh, why'd I use Razor Leaf? Derp. But yeah, I'm loving it. It's the relationship between Zelda and Link. Everyone else has said it already, but I must reiterate it. It's really well done. Like, this is one of the only games where there's there's already been a really big connection between the two of them. I'm gonna keep what I have now, and I really like that. I really like the way that was done. I hate Groos's character, but I can see that he's going to go somewhere interesting, and I'm hoping that happens soon because I'm finding it really hard to like him right now. She's feeling a bit faint. We should battle her and knock her out. I called her a him. I'm sorry, lady. But yeah, so that is Skyward Sword. It's really good. I'm really liking it. I'm not gonna say like where it ranks on my list of Zelda games until I finished it, of course, because that would be conceited to do. I might make like a list of my top 5 favorite Zelda games at some point. Currently, before Skyward came out, my favorite was Wind Waker. I'll say that right now. I love Wind Waker just for the open little sandbox kind of feel of the whole world, which just was done really well. Spirit Tracks is actually in that top 5 too, which is one no one gives credit for what it did, which is sad because that game I think like was just I don't know. I love that game for a lot of reasons. I've been talking about Zelda in a Pokemon video for too long already. I'll wait that until I eventually do a video about that. So yeah, that's Zelda and Xenoblade. Meanwhile, Pokemon. What's Pokemon, you ask? It's some bullshit. Alright, so we are out of Rock Tunnel, and we're probably almost out of time. I lost track of time twice. We're doing really good level-wise and everything. I think we're doing a really good job getting through this, and we're about to get to Lavender Town. I think there's one more train over here, maybe? Oh, there's a berry up here. Up here. Like how I've basically been spacing out while playing. The Rock Tunnel is extremely linear, so that was easy to do. So that was a good time to cover those topics. Anything else I can talk about? Shattered Gemstones is still going on. I'm still writing that. I think... Did I mention Chapter 3 in the last... I don't think Chapter 3 had gone up yet as of my last video. But, Chapter 3's up, yo. Go watch it. I mean, watch it. Read it. I love how Chapter 3 came out. Because, the way it goes, it's all written in first person. There's going to be 4 different narrators. At first, it's going to kind of shift it with a couple points. But, there's 4 narrators, and the first 4 chapters are introducing them. First 3 chapters are out. The 3rd chapter is the one that just came out. That one's called, Denial of a Mother. All the first 4 chapters are something of a something. And, I love that chapter, and more than that, Tess, the character who I introduced in that chapter, because I didn't really know that much of what I wanted to do with her when I created her. She was pretty much the big blank slate of my characters. Like, they all were to some degree, but I had a basic idea of what I wanted to do with the rest of them a lot more than I did with Tess. And the story I created for her, basically just as I wrote it down, I came up with more as I went along. It was all stream of consciousness, and she became one of my favorite characters, just in terms of the story I created for her and what I want to do with her in the future. She's my favorite of my characters in the story now, I think. Welcome to Lavender Town, guys. Anyway, yeah. Here's that creepy music. So fucking creepy, so fucking creepy, so fucking creepy, so fucking creepy, so fucking creepy. Jesus Christ, oh my fucking god, the ghost is gonna get ya. But yeah, so we're in Lavender Town, everyone's healed up. We blasted our way through that cave. Oof. That was no problem. There's Lucy out front in the sky with her diamonds. His diamonds, actually. It's a dude. I'll probably end this here. There's a Lavender Town Pokemon house. Mr. Fuji lives there. He's not in there, though. He's up in the Tower of Power. There's going to be a rival battle in there. That's going to be next episode. But we won't be able to explore the rest of the tower next episode because we need to get the Sliff Scope, which will let us see ghosts. And to do that, we're going to need to head out this way to another underground tunnel, which will head us over to Celadon City, where we'll fight Erica, and we'll get the Sliff Scope. Then we'll come back here, and we'll be able to see ghosts and stuff. Alright, until then, this is The Gaming Psychosis, signing out.